What's up, everyone? End of the season is winding down, and I wanted to kind of break down some changes throughout my bag throughout the year. I made an in the bag video at the beginning of the year, and a lot of things have changed, and I want to give a quick breakdown on what's changed and why. I have to start off with my putting putters though. This year I switched to pilots. I've been putting anodes for 2 years, and about a month or two into the season I decided to make the switch to pilots. I just like the feel of them a little better. They're a little shallower, little micro bead, and I've been really enjoying them all year long, and they're gonna be my putting putters for the rest of the year and definitely next year. Let's see. I've also added in, now at the end of the season, this is the Glow Range. It's coming out for the Circuit Challenge here in the fall. It's very deep, very straight, kind of like flies very much like a glitch, but slower, which is kind of impossible, but I've been using it for a lot of approach shots and backhand and sidearm. It's filled a huge hole in my bag. Then I also, instead of pyros, I added in the Matrix, the Proton Matrix. I was throwing, the last in the bag I did at the beginning of the year, I had like 4 pyros in the bag. The Matrix has filled the slot of the straight pyro. It's just straight out of the bag, so I don't have to worry about beating up a pyro, and I throw it sidearm straight, backhand straight. It's been a big addition to my bag this year. This is also a beat up Matrix. I've also added in the Proton Soft tempo instead of the Neutron tempo. This came out for OTV this year. They're a lot softer, a little straighter, so I've really enjoyed this one. I liked it better than the Neutron plastic, so I threw this in. I've been using it since OTB, which is about halfway through the season. And I'm going to be adding in the Glow tempo, which comes out for the MVP Open, but I got a couple just a little early. They are a little more stable, and I really like them. This is what I was looking for in the tempo early on. It's not quite as straight as the Proton ones, and this one is way more stable, great for my sidearm approaches. Then I will go into the Tesla. I think I had a Neutron Tesla early in the year is what I was throwing. Simon came out with his series of like Hummingbird Teslas. They're Proton, and these things are beefy Teslas. So out of the box, they're nice and beefy. They go straight, fade at the end, and eventually as they get beat up, I can use them for straighter shots. So they're a little more overstable than the Neutron Tesla, but this is what I wanted in the Tesla, so I'm excited to be putting this one in the bag now. What I picked up instead of the Neutron Tesla was the Proton Trance. This is the OTV Trance Neutron plastic prism rim, and these are like straight volts. Trying to figure out how to describe them, but they're out of the box. They're a little more stable than the old Trances, so they little highs are out of the hand, they pop up to flat, and they just ride straight, and then they'll fade back at the end. So this has been a great addition to my bag for those straight fairway shots. I didn't have to beat up a Tesla. I just got this straight out of the bag, and now I could add this into the rotation. I also, this year, have found the Trail, James Conrad's signature series disc. It's 10 speed, fills a huge slot in the bag. It's pretty straight 10 speed. Throw on hyzer, pop it up to flat. It might drift a little bit, but it flies a long way, fades back at the end. It gives me a little more slower speed control than throwing a distance driver. So I don't have to throw octanes or panics quite as much. But this has been a big addition. I'm absolutely loving this disc right now. And the main difference is I just cycled in new panics and these new Proton Octanes. They're nice and domey. Kind of hard to find them with this kind of dome, but these are my kind of favorite Octanes for the long distance shots. So I'm just cycling. I just found a couple more of these. I've just been cycling them in as the year's gone on. So those discs haven't changed. Last disc I forgot about is the Shift, which is our St. Jude fundraiser disc. So if you haven't tried the Shift, go pick it up and give it a try. It's a flippy streamline disc, kind of a little flippier than a lift, I would say, but I've been using it for rollers, and we're using it for rollers at D-Glow. I'm using them here at the Rochester Open, and these are supporting St. Jude. So if you haven't seen these, give them a try. I think you'll like them. But that's basically it. I also had to change bags, change to this smaller bag to kind of limit my options, and that's basically it. Everything else is the same as what it was at the beginning of the year, but I wanted to highlight what I changed and why, and mainly because we started adding new stuff to our lineup this year, and the stuff we added has been great. So I hope you get a chance to check them all out, and thanks for watching. Looks good though.
It looks good.
Hang on, I'm trying to. You can just roll it while I think for a second.
A little B-roll.
Yeah, just trying to remember. I wasn't putting pilots when I made my first in the bag.
You're putting anodes or something?
Yeah.